What's going on, guys? My name is Ted, and what is playing for you in the background at double speed is what I believe to be the world's first 100 kill streak in Modern Warfare 3. I achieved this earlier today. I was playing with a group of my buddies, and I just happened to run into a 100 kill streak. I don't know how it happened. This is the last thing I would have expected to occur in this game. We went inside this game, I had assault kill streaks on, and which means I wasn't going to collect all the perks as the game went along. I ended up getting a 73 gun-only kill streak, as well as about 25 kills from my air support. You'll see my Pavlov flying around in the sky right now. That was from a previous life. However, I'm not counting those kills toward my 100 kill streak. If you count them yourself, you'll understand that it is 100 kills with the air support that I achieve throughout this life. I end up wasting about 3 or 4 Reapers and about 3 or 4 Ospreys throughout this life just because I strictly didn't want to call them in. I figured that I was doing so well with my gun streak, why would I ever call in the air support until I die? So I call in my first couple of Reapers, first couple of Ospreys, and I call in all the Pavlovs because they're unmanned air support. But after a while I decided, you know what, they all got blind eye on anyways, why even try? But this was insane, so I wasn't expecting anything like this when I hopped inside this game. My highest kill streak before this was only a 48 gun-only kill streak, and as proof of the 73 kill streak with my gun, I'll show you the in-game leaderboards at the very end of this video, so stay tuned for that. It's a 73 gun-only kill streak, and the leaderboards only count gun kills. They don't count my MOAB kills or my air support kills. The 100 kill streak that I'm talking about is going to include everything together. The final score of this gameplay was about 110 kills and only 2 deaths. I had 2 very quick deaths at the very beginning. I'm not going to show you this though because I wanted to kind of condense this gameplay. It was a very, very long gameplay. As you can imagine, getting a 100 kill streak would take quite a while to achieve, even at the fastest rates. And the biggest thing about this gameplay, I guess, that I can stress is I didn't have on Specialist. I didn't have on any sort of Specialist kill streaks, so I wasn't collecting perks at all. I was only collecting air support, which I ended up not using after about my second go-around with the air support. Once I get the MOAB, I pretty much called it quits. Also, you'll see the leaderboard. If you go back there and pause it, or I might leave the leaderboards paused at the very end. I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are going to call this fake or call this, fixed, saying that I set it up beforehand or whatever. My teammates do die quite a few times. I myself died twice in the very beginning. Also, you'll notice throughout the gameplay, if you watch the kill feed, that several people are leaving and joining. It's nothing that I could possibly control, this type of stuff. So anyways, please appreciate the gameplay for its realism, and I think this is pretty cool. This is no G-Nuke gameplay. This is not, the world's fastest nuke or anything like that. This is just a very simple, very lucky game for me. I happened to be against people that were very, very bad players. And strictly the fact that I didn't have the Specialist bonus still blows me away how I could have gotten a 73 gun-only kill streak and 100 total kills without using Specialist. My Pavlovs did quite a bit of work, and there I call in my MOAB. I got an Assault MOAB very, very early on in this gameplay. It's almost about halfway through here. And I also went ahead and defused the bomb while I was at it. The reason I called in the MOAB right there is because I'm trying to be as much of a team player as possible and still get plenty of kills. But you'll notice that the enemy team had planted the bomb off, and we're already down 1 round. I didn't want to risk losing that objective, and then the whole game would have been lost. So the great thing about the MOAB and having the MOAB in your back pocket is that whenever they plant the bomb and you don't want them to have it planted, you can always just call in that MOAB, and it's a nice, quick, easy fix to every problem that you're going to have. Because there's no way they can hide from it, there's no way they can survive it, they're just all going to die. And you can instantly kill all of them and then get in there and defuse that bomb. Once again here, you'll notice that they've planted the bomb once again. I guess my teammates just weren't in that bomb site whatsoever. So my friend Cocox Willy Wonka, or I'm sorry, Coco X Willy Wonka, decided to call in his MOAB as well, once again, just to be safe. You never want to lose a game. Here I got very close to death. There was about 3 guys in there, but I'm a decently good player to start with, so I kind of outmaneuvered him there, changing weapons, things like that. The thing I love about the extended mag on the ACR is that when you're on such a small map like Dome, you really need every bullet that you can get. And then my backup being an MP9 suppressed means that I get even more rounds. Here, once again, there you go, just some more proof that, it's not, fake lobby or whatever. The whole team left. Every last one of them left. And fortunately enough for me, we did get a couple guys to replace them. And those guys leave immediately and then come back. So it's just a whole slew of, we went through probably 20, 50 people inside, or I'm sorry, 20 or 30 people inside of this one gameplay. And the whole time I'm just thinking, when am I going to die? Because I always expect to die after I get the MOAB. But I wasn't going to purposely die because I was on an assault streak, so I decided, I might as well keep getting some kill streaks. If I was on a MOAB streak and with Specialist, I'd normally kill myself to try and get 2 or 3, MOABs in one game. Me and my buddy Coco X Willy Wonka we're having a little bet right now to see who can get the first quad MOAB in Demolition. And so far we've each had triples several times, but a quad MOAB is just very, very difficult to pull off. The thing about a quad MOAB is that you can't, you have to die 4 times, and you have to get 100 kills in that small time period. And even though it's about 15 minutes to get 100 kills and then to die in between and not, die more than 4 times, it's pretty rough sometimes. So we're trying for it, and that'll be posted on my channel as soon as we do get it. I'm sure we will soon. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I do post a lot of awesome gameplays. This being one of the better gameplays I've probably ever posted. Make sure to subscribe. I do post this stuff every single day. Also, I'm always looking for new guys if you want to join my friends list. Guys that don't mind running support, I like having the UAVs and ballistic vests out at all points in time, and it's always great to find new people and to play with new people on Xbox Live. So I do only have an Xbox. If you want to play with me on Xbox Live, feel free to just add me on there. Also, these guys are now bringing out riot shields. You can tell how pissed off they were. Camping in corners, total idiots. I mean, thankfully I'm a good enough player that I can kind of figure out what they're doing and figure out how to counter them. But man, if I just simply ran by one guy in a corner throughout the entire gameplay, my streak would have been over. And it's just funny how quickly your stuff can end. That's why you don't see 100 kill streaks every day. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a 100 kill streak before. To my knowledge, as I said before, to my personal knowledge, this is the highest I've ever seen as far as kill streaks go. Let me know if you've ever seen one higher than this, because I don't think I've ever seen one before. I want to send this gameplay off to a bunch of different people, a bunch of different bigger YouTubers. I think this is a pretty cool feat. One thing I'll note too is that I think the reason I did really well without using Specialist is because I think we all know how when you get on that Specialist kill streak, you feel almost invincible. You feel like you're just a god, and you just want to rush the enemy team spawn. Only having 3 perks, a very limited selection here. I was really focused on staying alive and playing not cautiously at all. You'll see I hardly ever stopped the entire gameplay. But I wasn't just bum rushing the enemy team spawn. Now here I kind of am. I'm in the enemy team spawn, but I know how to manage myself. I think that's a big thing that people should realize in games. Is a lot of guys think that rushing is just mindlessly bombarding the enemy team spawn with you and your gun, and I'm trying to put together your perks and your kill streaks. Well, that's not always the truth. I think that there's a lot more to it than that. Whenever I rush a spawn, I always make sure I've got cover in front of me, and I'm thinking, where's the enemy team going to be at? Notice 90% of my kills, I kill them from behind. Also notice here is when I start to just disregard my kill streaks entirely. I think that's the first or second Osprey chopper gunner that I've replaced. They don't stack, so when you get more than one, if there's already one there, they just get replaced. And these guys were just horrible people. You'll notice on the other team, I'm just getting like triples kind of all over the place because they weren't very good players. And this is just one of those magic lobbies, I think, where I just happened to have really bad enemy players. I think that guy wasn't even there. Maybe I was just hiding in a corner and didn't have the reflexes to kill me. There, my teammate Savage went ahead and called in his MOAB. We had quite a bit of luck with MOABs in this gameplay. We had about 3 or 4 throughout the game, and there it actually ends, guys. The final score was 109 kills to 2 deaths. I did not die from basically 30 seconds into the game till the very end. Here's where I show you guys the 73 kill streak. Is a little bit of proof. This is my gun-only kill streak. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to stay subscribed for high-quality content posted every single day. Also, please like the video for this insane streak, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.